You're given a question, and you're told that this is a linear equation. How do I know that this is a linear equation? What is a linear equation in slope-intercept form? How would you write it? Y equals? Okay, this is just a quick little review. M represents what? And B represents the, okay, so this is just a quick review. Now in this question, you're given the linear equation, but it's not written in, this is called slope-intercept form. It's written in standard form. This is called standard form. If it's written in standard form, you can't just look at it and say, oh, the slope is blah and the y-intercept's blah. You have to put it into slope-intercept form in order to figure out the slope and the y-intercept, right? So this is written in standard form. Standard form is ax plus by plus c equals 0. If it's written in that form where you have something x plus something, we could put a 1 here, plus or minus something equals 0, that's called standard form. If I give you the equation, I say, tell me the slope and the y-intercept. What do you have to do? You have to rearrange it, right? You have to move the equation around. So you have to rearrange the equation into y equals mx plus b. When you write it in slope-intercept form, what do you notice is always going to be on the left side of the equation? In slope-intercept form, what's always isolated? What are you isolating, Chelsea? What variable are you isolating on the left side of the equation? What variable? I just circled it. What variable is on the left side? Y. Okay, so we're going to take this equation, 3x plus y minus 5 equals 0, and all you're trying to do is you're trying to get y by itself. If you get y by itself, that is your slope-intercept form. Okay, so what do I need to get rid of? What do I want to get rid of from the left side of the equation? I'm trying to get my y variable by itself. I want to get rid of just the 3 or the 3x. The whole thing. So how do you get rid of, if I have 3 x's, how do I get rid of them? Add or subtract them? I have 3 x's, I want to get rid of them. Subtract, right? I have to take away those 3 x's, so what do I have to do to the right side? Take away 3 x's. This is what we've been doing all week. If I have a negative 5, how do I get rid of minus 5? What's the opposite? Plus 5. So I have to add 5 to the right side. So I'm left with y equals, do I have to put the 0? No. What am I left with? Negative 3x plus 5. That's it. We've done it. You put it in slope-intercept form. That's it. Okay, so the slope-intercept form is y equals negative 3x plus 5. All you've done is you've rearranged the whole equation to isolate y. Get everything else on the other side of the equation and just keep y on the left side. So now, can you tell me what is the slope and what is the y-intercept? What's the slope, Shaquila?
3.
Nope. Negative 3, and what's the y-intercept?
5.
That's it. So, okay, so this one is the same thing. They want you to identify, tell me the slope, and tell me the y-intercept. You can't figure out the slope or the y-intercept unless it's in the form y equals mx plus b. So I'm trying to isolate y. What do I need to eliminate from the left side of the equation? What's around the y? Yep. What's the opposite of positive 2x? Minus 2x, and what's the opposite of negative 9?
Positive.
Okay, so I have to put negative 2x and positive 9 on the right side. What am I left with on the left side? Just y or 3y? Okay, so 3y equals negative 2x plus 9. Is that it? Is that slope-intercept form? How do I isolate y? Again, Slope-intercept form, you have to isolate y. How do I get rid of 3y? What's the opposite of 3 times y? Opposite of multiplication is division. Divide everything by everything. That cancels out. I'm left with y equals what? Negative 2 over 3x. You can leave it as a fraction. What's 9 divided by 3? Plus 3. That's it. Now, what's the slope? Negative 2 over 3. And what's the y-intercept? 3. That's it. Okay, so we know we have to get rid of the positive 8x. We take it away. What's the opposite of negative 5? Okay, so I'm left with negative y equals what? Negative 8x plus 5. Is that the answer? What do I have to divide everything by? Negative 1, because I'm trying to get rid of that to get it to just say y. So divide everything by a negative. What are we left with? Y equals, Martin? Negative divided by negative is a positive. Positive divided by a negative is a good. Now what's the slope? M equals, what's the slope? And B equals negative 5. Include the signs. So 1, 2, 3, 4 marks on your test for this.